Hi everybody. Well, it's been about a month since I finished up my Medifast program, and I thought I would send you an update on where I am and what's going on and give you some of the results and my general thoughts of the program and what it did for me. First thing that I wanted to mention was just some of the numbers. The numbers really were pretty amazing. I started out on April 16th of 2012 with the program. I weighed 235 pounds. My blood pressure was typically 140/86 in that area. My body fat was 29% based on fat calipers. And my cholesterol was running very, very high. I had problems with my triglycerides. I had problems with some of my ratios. So cholesterol was not good. My doctor was not happy with me. I finished my Medifast program. I guess you're never really done with it, but I went off of the Medifast food and back onto regular food on June 14th. And as of June 14th, my weight was 193 pounds. So I was down right around 40 pounds, maybe a little bit over 40 pounds. My blood pressure was consistently running 110/76. My body fat was at 15%, so I lost a tremendous amount of body fat. That was one of my biggest concerns with the low-calorie nature of the Medifast diet, was that I would lose a lot of muscle. I did lose some muscle, I'm guessing, but after I'd been on Medifast for the first week and a half or so, I actually started working out again, and I started lifting a couple of times a week, and I started running. So I wanted to make sure that I maintained my body fat, maintained my muscle, and I actually lost body fat. And then my cholesterol, just went to the doctor and had a checkup, and my cholesterol is right where I want it to be. Everything's in the mid-ranges to good, so I really couldn't be happier with the results. A couple of notes that I wanted to mention as far as things that I'm running into as I transition off of the program. First thing was that a real common complaint that I saw from people when they were rating the Medifast program was, it changed my metabolism. My metabolism is different. I can't, as soon as I went off, I gained all of the weight that I lost on the program, and now I'm fat again. And no, that's not what's going to happen. You are going to have to be careful. I think probably one of the most critical times of this whole Medifast program is as you transition back to your regular diet. You know, you're going from a very low-calorie diet, 800 to 1,000 calories a day. You're going back to whatever your basal metabolism rate is going to be, and there's a number of different places you can go to find out what your MBR is, and that'll tell you based on your body weight, your activity level, your metabolism, approximately how many calories you need per day. I need, for my basal metabolism rate, I need about 2,100 to 2,200 calories a day. If I remember correctly, it's plus or minus. And I was down around 800 to 1,000 calories a day, so I need to transition back. It was really interesting. Something that I hadn't anticipated was, as I got closer to the time when I was going to be stopping with the various Medifast foods, I felt really anxious. I was really nervous about transitioning back and eating regular food because, Medifast had been basically telling me what I could eat for an extended period of time, for 2 months. I didn't have to make any good eating decisions. I didn't have to decide, how I was going to eat out at a restaurant as much. I did some restaurant eating while I was on the program, but it was pretty straightforward. It was a lean and green meal, and that was what I structured everything around. I felt almost like a person that was getting out of food rehab. So I was very anxious the first couple of weeks when I got off the program. But I think that anxiousness probably served me well, because what it did was it really made me I spent a lot of time in grocery stores, walking up and down the aisles, looking at and reading the food labels and going, wow, I never would have guessed there was that many calories in a box of this or in a box of that, or holy crap, I can't go back to eating that because that would be bad. Looking at restaurant menus online and saying, ooh, that was a bad choice. I'm going to have to pick something a little bit different. Focusing on keeping my 6 meals a day. Always eating breakfast. I always have breakfast. I've got either going to have a couple of eggs, or I'm going to have oatmeal, or I'm going to have a cereal that's a low sugar cereal, that kind of stuff. Making sure that I'm eating every 2 or 3 or at the most 4 hours. Making sure that I continue to drink all of the water that I need to drink. That stuff's been really, really important. I have not followed what Medifast recommends. They recommend weaning yourself off of their foods and still having several of their foods at their meals a day in addition to what you eat normally. I didn't want to do that. I actually saved about a week's worth of Medifast food, and probably sometime this fall I'm going to go back on it for a week to see if I can drop a few more pounds, kind of shock my body and drop a few more pounds. But it's been a month, and I've transitioned totally off of the Medifast. I went cold turkey. I did a lot of shopping. I found breakfast bars that were low in sugar, low in carbs, not a lot of sodium. I found oatmeal that was either weight loss or high fiber types of cereals. I've been very diligent about making sure that I'm behaving myself, and I haven't put weight back on. I'd go up a pound or two, and then I'd come back down a pound or two. I think that's just the rhythm of my body doing what it does. But I finished up the program at 193, and this morning I weighed in, and I weighed in at 193. So the weight is staying where it needs to be. People's reactions to this have been unbelievable. I've had a number of people that I hadn't seen for a while, and they look at you and they go, "Holy crap, I almost didn't recognize you. You look like a totally different person." Almost to the point where it's getting to be annoying. I'm really glad that there aren't a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while and they've seen me after I lost the weight, because I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the fact that they're saying, "Hey, you look great." But what I also kind of hear they're saying is, "Wow, you were a big fat slob before and now you look pretty good." I know that's not what they're saying, but after a while you kind of get tired of explaining the whole Medifast program and what you were doing and how it worked. So now what I essentially say is, I worked out, I ate 6 meals a day, I cut back on my calories, and it worked really well for me. So I didn't really have a whole lot else to say about the program. I'm really happy with it. I've gotten some good feedback on my first video. I got some kind of interesting points that people brought up, things that I hadn't really thought about, and the feedback's been very good. The Medifast program itself has been great. I don't think that I would have been able to lose that 40 pounds as easily as I did. All my clothes fit looser, everything works. I've had to buy new belts, which is kind of cool. And I'm a much happier person than I was 40 pounds ago. And I know that sounds kind of shallow, but you know what? I really am. I'm running 5 miles, once or twice a week. I'm lifting with my son. We're lifting weights probably a couple of times a week, and it's really, really been a huge difference over where I had been. So that's it. I may give you another update in another couple of months to let you know that I'm still maintaining my weight, but overall that is, I guess, my wrap-up review of Medifast. So I hope everyone enjoyed my video. Like I said, it's kind of different thing that I normally don't do on my channel, but I thought that it was important enough that I wanted to do another video on it to kind of tell you where I am after I finish the program. Make sure that you keep making good decisions. Make sure that you keep up with the 6 meals a day. Read labels. Figure out exactly what's going into your body. Eat, I added in the fruits and vegetables, and man, I'll tell you what, it really, really works. One last thing I did notice after I got off the program, flavors are way more intense than they used to be. I don't need anywhere near the amount of sauces that I needed before I went on the program. That's kind of one side benefit of the program. But that's it for today, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you learned something from it. I hope that you give the program a shot if you've had a hard time losing weight. And as always, please, if you enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of different types of videos on this channel and work real hard at it. And I hope that everyone's having a great day. Be safe, and hey, take your kids camping. Have a great day, everybody.